A single prisoner altered the fate of hundreds, but he paid a high price for it. He defeated the Sleeper, destroyed the barrier, but while all the other prisoners escaped, he remained behind in the rubble. It was I who dispatched him against the Sleeper. Now it is I who brings him back from there. He is weak and has forgotten much, but he is alive. He's back.
There you are again. I never thought the two of us would meet again.
I feel like I spent 3 weeks lying under a load of rocks.
Well, so you did. Only the magic within your armor kept you alive. I had feared I might not be able to rescue you from the debris of the temple, but enough of that. You're here now. There's a new threat that we have to deal with.
At least we have enough time now. I did it. The Sleeper
has been banned. You vanquished him, so much is true, but it's not within our power to stop the war that ensues now. With his final furious scream, the Sleeper has set into movement the armies of darkness. It was an order to all evil creatures, a word of power that they were all bound to obey. His last order was, "Come!" And they came, all of them, even the dragons.
Dragons?
They are creatures of an ancient power. I can sense their presence, even here. And they have gathered an entire army of lowly servant creatures around them.
Where's this army now?
The army is camped not far from here, in the Valley of Mines near Corinus, and they're getting ready to attack.
But that's not all. There is another threat of which I have learned only recently. After the fall of the barrier and the banishment of the Sleeper, Beliar's wrath has grown even greater. A mighty artifact, so it is written in the old scriptures, will be brought back to this world when the God of darkness sends his henchmen out to search. This search has long since begun. Beliar's henchmen are desecrating the oldest shrines of the gods. The guardians of these holy places have awakened, and their wrath makes the earth tremble. Every powerful magician on this island can sense this wrath. And some of them have certainly begun to face the threat. You must become their ally. That's the only way to stop Beliar.
I need weapons.
I can only give you whatever little I have here. Look around in my tower. Anything that looks useful to you, you can have.
What can we do?
This time we cannot handle it by ourselves. Only the power of Innos will help us against these dragons. A group of paladins is stationed in the city of Corinus, not far from here. They possess a powerful artifact which could help us to defeat the dragons. They call it the Eye of Innos. You need to get hold of this artifact. Tell the paladins about the threat. You must convince their leader to support us.
And once you have talked to him, you need to find the artifact of Beliar. It is the counterpiece to the Eye of Innos. It must not fall into the hands of evil.
Why would the paladins give me the Eye of Innos?
Because you are the one who is destined to wear it.
How can you claim to know that?
There are a number of reasons. The most important being, you have defeated the Sleeper. If you weren't a favorite of the gods, you'd be dead by now.
Let's assume you're right and I'm destined to bear the Eye of Innos. How would the paladins know that's true?
The eye itself chooses the one who may wear it. Once you get hold of it and put it on, the paladins cannot doubt your words any longer.
What exactly is the Eye of Innos?
It's an amulet. Legend has it that Innos himself was poured part of his power into this amulet. It will restore some of your lost strength and help us defeat the dragons. It also has some other hidden powers. I shall tell you more about that once the amulet is yours.
How can I get to the city?
Just follow the path from here through the mountains. The city is large. You cannot miss it, but watch out. The path to town is not without dangers, and you aren't nearly as strong as you once were.
I'll be on my way as fast as I can.
Good. And one more thing. Don't tell anyone that you've talked to me. Above all, don't tell any magician. Since I have gone into exile, the Circle of Fire has taken me for dead, and that's a good thing.
Is that you? Really? Man, am I glad to see you.
Lester, how did you get here?
That was a crazy escape. After the barrier exploded, I wandered around the area for a while in total confusion. Then I spent days fighting my way through these woods until I finally found this valley here. Diego, Milton, and Gorn are still in the Valley of Mines. At least, I think so.
What happened?
After the Sleeper was defeated, the entire Brotherhood lost their minds. Without their master, they were all just empty husks.
And you? What about you?
It was the same for me. I had nightmares and even hallucinations. But once my head was more or less clear again, I ran for it. Once, I thought I saw a huge black shadow pounce on a group of fugitives and burn them all up in a giant cloud of fire. At that moment, I really thought a dragon had come to kill me.
Did you see anything else?
No, I took to my heels and ran.
What do you know about the area?
If you keep going down that way, you'll come to a farm. The city starts a little way beyond that, but be careful. There's not just wolves and rats hanging around here. There's goblins and bandits too.
I'm on my way to Corinus. What do you know about the town?
Corinus? Well, it's a seaport. Nothing special. Why do you ask?
I must go and see the paladins who are said to be in town.
Really? They won't even let you into the town. And certainly not to where the paladins are.
Do you have any suggestions how I could get into town?
I certainly do. I worked for an old alchemist named Constantino some time ago. He has great influence in the city, and he's instructed the guards at the gate to let anyone through who can sell him rare herbs. So it's quite easy, really. You collect a large bunch of the plants that grow here all over the place, and then you pretend you're working for Constantino, and in you go. But don't collect a mix of this and that. The guards aren't all that bright, and they know nothing about alchemy. The bundle needs to look good to them if you want to get through. I think that 10 specimens of the same kind of plant should do the trick.
Thanks for the hint.
How long have you been hiding out in this valley?
I don't know exactly. A week, maybe? But there's one more thing. When I came here in the evening, I took a look up on the mountain, and there were only a few trees there. And when I looked the next morning, that tower was there. I could have sworn it wasn't there before. Since then, I haven't left the valley.
You mean Zardas's tower? I knew he was powerful, but creating a tower just like that...
Zardas the necromancer? He lives in that tower? I don't know if I like that.
Don't worry, he's the one who rescued me from the Sleeper's temple. He's on our side. You need to tell Zardas about the shadow. It could be important.
You don't think it was my imagination? You mean there really was a...
Dragon, yes.
You're getting into the thick of it again, am I right?
I shouldn't say in the thick of it. Not yet.
Well, good. If it's so important, then I'll go see him. But not now. For the moment, I'm going to rest. I'm still exhausted after the escape from the penal colony. I think you've got big plans. I'll see you later at Zardas's.
Nothing there. Nothing to plunder. One less monster around.
Trouble? Damn. I don't know where they're all hiding. You kill one, and shortly afterwards they're all back again. Wait a moment. I know you. You're the fellow who was constantly baking arrows for me in the Valley of Mines.
Your name is Cavalorn, right?
Ah, I see you haven't forgotten me after all we went through in the cursed colony. Where are you heading?
To the city.
Well, well, to the city, eh? You may run into problems with the guards. They aren't letting just anyone in anymore, since the area here is swarming with bandits. In the past few days, one of those former psionics from the Valley of Mines came by here. He said he constantly goes in and out of Corinus. He went into the valley below the big tower. There must be a way in there somewhere near the waterfall. Maybe you should talk to the fellow.
Interesting armor you're wearing. Don't you belong to the Shadows anymore?
Shadows? They haven't existed since the fall of the barrier. The moment we could finally leave the Valley of Mines, there was no reason for me to stick with them. Now I work for the Water Mages. I belong to the Ring of Water.
What are you doing here?
I'm sitting tight. If it hadn't been for these damn bandits, I wouldn't be here.
Tell me more about the Ring of Water.
I'm not really allowed to talk about it. All I can do is send you to Vatras. He is the representative of the Water Mages in Corinus. The best thing would be to talk to him. Tell him you've come from me. Maybe he'll take you on as one of us. We urgently need more good people.
Weren't you and your people enemies of the Water Mages back then?
Those crazy old days are over. There isn't any more new camp or old camp. Now that the penal colony no longer exists, everyone is on his own. Most of us former prisoners are still being hunted. The Water Mages were able to get my sentence commuted, and now I can move about freely.
What are the Water Mages doing now?
They're up to something big. It has to do with an unknown region of the island.
An unknown region? Where is it supposed to be?
I can't tell you more. Talk to Vatras in Corinus.
What was that about bandits?
Have you slept through the last few weeks?
Huh?
I'm talking about all the riffraff from the penal colony that are making themselves at home here in the area, plundering and murdering for all they're worth. I guess I'm lucky they didn't kill me. I let down my guard for one moment, and they clubbed me from behind. No idea how I'll get all my stuff back now.
You were robbed by the bandits?
Yes, they beat me down and tossed me to the goblins for lunch. It was damned important stuff. A letter and all my money. I absolutely have to get it back. But without someone to watch my back, I'm not going back there. That cowardly rabble.
Can I help you with the bandits?
Maybe. But as scrawny as you look, you surely haven't held a proper sword in your hand for weeks. Well, I don't have any choice but to take your offer. My time is running out. So, pay attention. Down this path here, you'll find one of those filthy holes in the ground that bandits like to hide in. The fellows there are the same ones who stole my stuff. Let me know when you're ready, and we'll nab the rabble.
Let's mix it up with those guys.
Sure thing. Just keep my back clear, okay? Now they're in for a nasty surprise.
You're in for it now.
I'm gonna rip you to pieces. You deserve that, lowlife. You deserve that, low. So, that's done. Ha! Then I can finally fulfill my mission. I've lost too much time already.
What sort of mission?
Yeah. First I have to get into the city, and then later. I don't know how I'm going to get all that done in time.
What about me?
Why not? You could take the letter into the city. Then I'll have a bit more time to take care of my equipment. One of the bandits must have the letter in his pocket. Take it to Vatras, the water mage in the city. You'll find him in the temple of Adenos. He preaches there all day. Tell him that I wasn't able to get it done. And if he asks where I am, just tell him I'm already on my way to the meeting point. Okay? Oh yeah, one more thing. First buy some decent clothes from the farmers. Otherwise, you may be taken for a bandit. Here's a couple of coins. I can give you a wolf knife.
You call that a knife? But what about healing?
I still have 2 healing potions here. Interested?
Sure, give him here. Can you teach me something?
Sure. You know that. Man, they really took a lot out of you. You can't remember anything at all, can you? Sure. What do you want to know? That's... Wait a minute. Hey, stranger, I saw how you came out of the mountains. You can be glad you didn't come by here 3 weeks ago. We would have taken you for an escaped convict, and we made short work of those. You look completely done in. What do you want here?
I need better equipment.
I can imagine. But I tell you right now, if you can pay for what you want, Lobart, otherwise, go to him and
I was attacked by bandits in the mountains.
those filthy rabble. They were probably the same bastards who took one of our sheep last night. You had terrific luck. Most people don't get away alive.
Those bandits won't trouble you anymore.
Why? Are they dead?
They picked a fight with the wrong guy.
Thank Innos. Here, it isn't much, but I want you to have it. I'll tell the others about this.
I'm on my way to town.
The way you look, you'll have to bribe the guards to get in. And you have to know what they want to hear.
And that would be...
Well, for example, that you're from Lobart's farm and want to go to the smith in the city. But that won't do you any good. You don't look like a farmer.
I see. Where can I find Lobart?
Well, on the farm, of course. The farm belongs to him. And don't try messing with him. He's thrashed a lot of tramps and thrown them off his farm. There's another of those scummy beasts. One less monster around.
Wait a minute. Hey, you!
Why are you hanging around on my land? Whose side are you on? The rebelling farmers or the king?
I'm for the peasants.
Ha! That damned warmonger Onar will drag us all into the grave. What do you think? How long will the paladins just stand by? After what Onar has done, the whole city is in an uproar.
What's going on here anyway?
Don't you know what's going on? Boy, where are you from? We're on the edge of a civil war. Up till now, all the farmers looked at the tribute to the city as fair taxation. But since the paladins have come to Corinthus, the city guards visit us more and more often. And little by little, they're taking everything. If it goes on like this, soon we won't have anything left for ourselves. Some farmers are starting to rebel. Onar was the first of them.
Tell me more about this Onar.
Onar is the biggest farmer here in the area. He is broken with the city. They say he's hired mercenaries to keep the city guard off his back. Can't blame him. In any case, no royal soldier dares to set foot on his farm anymore.
Who are those mercenaries that Onar hired?
I don't know much about the guys. Supposedly, a lot of them are former prisoners from the mining colony. Everybody knows what you can expect from them.
What about you? Whose side are you on? Peasants or king?
I'm too close to the city to really have a choice. But I'm glad about that. I wouldn't know how to decide. The king is bleeding us dry, and Onar sets his mercenaries on anyone who won't join him. Well, that's why most of the other farmers are still undecided, but sooner or later they'll have to choose one side or the other.
Here are your turnips.
Hey, you're not all that worthless after all. Take them to my wife in the house. Tell her to cook them.
What about my pay?
I can give you 5 gold pieces. Or sell you the clothes cheaper. Well, what's it to be?
Make me a better price for the togs.
Good. I'll give them to you for 10 gold pieces less.
How much for the work club?
Well, we'll see. You've worked the field for... Malith said you chased the bandits off. The bastards have caused us a lot of trouble. 50 gold pieces.
Give me the work.
You don't have enough gold.
Hey, you!
Malith, fit.
Give me the work clothes then.
There's a chest in my house where you'll find cleaned things. But don't even think about taking anything else without asking.
And how goes the work?
Same as always. Lot to do, not enough money, and with a bit of bad luck, the orcs will come tomorrow and burn down our farm. The king's paladins have occupied the whole city, but I can hardly believe they'll move their butts out here when the orcs attack us.
Can I help you? I'm looking for work.
Do you know anything about working in the fields?
What is there to know?
In that case, I think we're fine here. Thank you. If you want to work for Lobart as a day laborer, I can only warn you, he pays people like you really miserable. But you didn't get that from me, understood?
Is there any interesting news?
I could have sworn I saw an orc over there on the edge of the woods 2 days ago. Since then, I've kept at least one eye open at night.
I'm headed for town.
And?
Is there anything interesting you can tell me about the city?
Nope. But Maleth goes to the city from time to time. Maybe he knows something. I mean, something that would interest you.
Is there any interesting news?
Besides what I already told you? No.
Hey, you! I've got a few turnips here for you.
Great. That should be enough to fatten those guys up. Since you're here anyway, I saw a traveling trader pass by here a few minutes ago. I think he stopped on his way to town. Go to him and see whether he's got a decent frying pan for me.
Give me the gold, and I'll go see the merchant for you.
Are you saying I can trust you? Just don't spend the money on booze, do you hear?
How goes the work, peasant?
Do I look like a farmer?
Just like a farmer, but you don't talk like one. If I'm not entirely mistaken, I have an interesting offer for you.
What do you have to offer?
If you are as convincing with the guards at the gate as you are with me, they will never let you into the city. I can help you get into the city. I have here a small piece of paper with the royal seal and the governor's signature. A pass. Interested?
There must be a catch to this.
No, no catch. You will merely owe me a favor.
How will you get into town?
The guards know me. I will simply tell them that I have lost my pass.
What do you want for your pass?
I knew you were the right man. Listen, you will get the pass from me, now.
Just like that?
Just so. But if I meet you in the city, you owe me a favor. Do we have a deal?
Sure. Give me that paper.
Here, be careful with that. It is very valuable. One more thing. Don't even think about breaking your word. As a merchant, I have a great deal of influence in the city, and it wouldn't go well for you. Believe me.
Show me your wares.
Take your pick.
I've got to go.
Suit yourself.
Hey, you! Here's your frying pan.
Fine. Let's see then whether it's any good.
Can you give me something to eat?
You can come back for more tomorrow.
Wait a minute. Can you give me something to eat?
Here, take this. You're a good lad.
Psst. Hey, you, come here.
What is it?
On your way to the city, and really busy too. Listen, you look like a smart guy to me. I bet you'll go far in life. You're certainly nobody's fool, I could see that right away. Say, you'd probably like to earn a few gold coins, wouldn't you?
Cut the crap. Tell me what you want.
You see, that's exactly what I mean. Nobody gets anywhere with you just by using pretty words. I knew it. I'm dealing with a tough businessman here. You're a businessman and certainly interested in a small addition to your purse, aren't you?
You don't look like someone who has gold.
Well, I certainly don't move in the same circles as a gentleman like you. But you won't refuse my small contribution to your surely considerable fortune, will you? Well, what do you say? Can I count on you?
Are you hiding from someone?
Of course not. What nonsense. I just enjoy standing among the trees so the wind won't blow right into my face. What about you now? Do you want the job?
I've got to be going.
So you won't help me? I'll remember that, pal. We'll meet it. Listen, we'll talk again later.
Not.
You'll have to forgive an ignorant old seaman. I'm a stranger in these parts and I don't really know all the rules. So I had to find out the hard way that traveling strangers aren't welcome in the harbor city. Now I'm standing here with no idea how I'm supposed to get into the city. I have some extremely important business to conduct and my client won't tolerate a delay, you see. You'll help me find a way to get past the city guard, won't you?
One less monster around.
Wait a minute.
Who do we have here? You're...
What?
What?
How- Show me your wares.
Take your pick.
I've gotta go.
Suit you?
Hey, you! About the city guards.
Yes, got an idea.
I have a pass for the city.
Oh, I see. I'm supposed to act like I'm a citizen of the town. Take a look at me, boy. No.
You could get into the city as a herb gatherer.
What? Do I look like I'd be picking flowers?
What about bribery?
Well, if that worked for me, I'd have tried it already.
They should let you pass if you're wearing these farmer's clothes.
That's just what I need. Man, I knew I could count on you. Nobody will bother me disguised as a low. Excellent. You did really well.
What? 50 measly gold coins?
Gold isn't everything, my friend. I have the feeling that we'll be seeing one. And who knows? Maybe I'll return the favor.
Nothing to be had there. I've got a few turnips here for you.
Great. That should be enough to fatten those guys. Since you're here anyway, I think he stopped on his way to town.
Give me the gold and...
Are you saying I can trust you? Just don't
Here's your frying pan.
Fine. Let's see then whether...
Can you give me some...
You can come back for more.
Halt!
What is it?
You aren't getting in here, my boy.
Why not?
Looking the way you do, you're sure to cause nothing but trouble here, boy. We got enough rabble in the city. We have no use for people without money.
I've got a pass.
Really? And who you kill for that, you cutthroat?
Now, will you let me pass or not?
Well, go on in before I change my mind.
Halt, stranger. I am Lothar. Our commander, Lord Hagen, has entrusted me with the task of since people...
I don't believe this is gonna change. Nobody will learn
townspeople are simply disappearing?
Yes, it seems to be more every day. It's most annoying that the militia have still not been able to discover what's behind these strange occurrences. Small wonder that the town's inhabitants are very wary of strangers right now. So don't provoke them when you're in town. Understood?
We can only wait and see.
I'm not telling you anything new.
I've heard a thing or two.
That's really
All right. Explain the rules of this.
First,
We can only wait and
the
see.
Honorable...
Nothing surprises me anymore.
I've heard a thing or two.
I've got.
As long as you're in Corinus, the king's paladins watch your...
Nobody ever asked for my opinion.
I never knew that.
I hardly know what to believe anymore.
I'd have thought about it differently. It's really not my problem. Hardly know who to believe these days.
Nobody ever asked for my opinion.
Welcome to my shop, stranger. I am Basper. I craft bows and trade in furs. What brings you to Corinnet?
I'm looking.
The last one just gave up his job to... Do you know anything about hunting then?
Well.
I could teach you how to... I'll pay you well for every skin you bring me.
What if I.
Balderdash. Herod and Matteo already have apprentices. Constantino the alchemist is a loner, and he hasn't taken an apprentice in years. And as for Thorben, everyone knows he's dead broke. He probably couldn't even pay it. I, on the other hand, am in urgent need of an apprentice, and I pay well too. But no matter where you want to sign on, you need the approval of all other masters from the lower part of town.
Why did your apprentice give up his job?
All he said was that it had become too dangerous out there. If you're really interested, then you can ask him. His name is Bartok. He's probably hanging. Go through the underpass from the smithy, then you're headed straight.
Will I get.
All right, you shall have work for me. At least that way you can find out for yourself where. And who knows? Maybe you'll end up. If you're good enough to sign on with me, you're also good enough for all others here.
Shh. She'll.
I don't know.
Here, I've got a...
For me? Indeed. This is an important message you're bringing me. I wonder how you got hold of this letter.
I got it from Cavalorn, the hunter.
Cavalorn? Where is he?
He told me to tell you he couldn't make it and is headed for the meeting point, whatever he meant by that.
I see that you have gained Cavalorn's trust. That speaks in your favor.
That's no secret. Will it ever change? Nobody wants to know.
Tell me about the Ring of Water.
And why would I do that?
He really should have known better.
I want to join the Ring of Water.
You do? Well, that means you have already fulfilled the first requirement.
What do you mean by that?
I mean, there must be someone among us who trusts you. Otherwise, you wouldn't even know about it. But I know nothing about you at all.
What do you want to know?
Well, you could tell me where you come from and why.
I carry an important message for the leader of the...
What is this message?
A large army is gathering as we talk, led by dragons and determined to conquer the country.
Dragons? You speak of beings which until now have only been mentioned in legends. How do you know this?
He listened to the wrong people.
Zardas, the magician, told me. He sent me to warn the paladins.
The necromancer. So he lives, and he sent you. Who are you really?
I'm a former convict from the penal colony of Corinus.
Good. Let us summarize. You are a former prisoner who has been told by Zardas, the necromancer, that dragons have come to conquer the country. And you have come to report this to the paladins. That all sounds rather fantastic, but I cannot Therefore, I must assume that your motives are honorable. I want to give you a chance to join the ring.
That will never change.
Cavalorn's...
And what did he tell you?
He said you're in dire need of more good...
Aha. So, you...
Don't tell me you didn't know that.
What must I do in order to join the ring?
Know that you take on great responsibility by joining the ring. I do not let just anyone join who comes to us and asks. If you want to join the ring, you will have to prove.
And that means...
Before we let a young man join our ranks, he must have done a great deed for the ring. Only then can I begin to consider letting you help preserve the balance of forces.
That's the truth. That's been known a long time.
I have vanquished the sleeper. Isn't that a great enough deed?
My ears hear many a tale, including the story about the banning of the beast. I have not heard that this was achieved by a single man, although your eyes tell me that you are convinced you did this. That confuses me slightly, but I cannot be sure that my sense...
That will never change.
I have freed many people. The barrier is gone.
Even if you can really claim the great event in the Valley of Mines has not only set free the watermate, all the criminals of the entire... The bandits have already taken over large areas of land outside the city. It has become all but impossible.
He really should have known.
So what would be an appropriate deed that might convince you?
Corinus is facing a great... The number of people missing from the town seems to... If you can explain to me what happened to them, you shall have your... However...
Yes?
You should take your message to the paladins first. I consider it a matter of utmost... Talk to Lord Hagen.
Nobody wants to know.
But Lord Hagen is...
Yes, he will, no doubt about it, provided you... The ring has far-reaching. We shall assist you in conveying your messages soon. You should talk about this to Laris, whom I trust. He will help you.
What community should I join?
There are only 3 communities that have enough influence. These are the City Militia, the Monastery of the Fire Magicians, and the troop of mercenaries on the landowner's farm. The choice is yours, son. Laris can certainly assist you with this difficult decision. Talk to him about it.
I shall do that.
Don't tell me you didn't know that.
Wait. If you see Laris, give him this ornament and tell him that it needs to be returned. He'll know what.
Things I could tell you.
I never knew that. Where did you pick that up then?
It was his decision.
Don't tell this to anyone.
I'm not telling you anything. I can't believe that.
Can I get it?
If you have gold, you can even eat here if you...
And how's business?
Don't remind me. Lord Andre is serving free. Hardly anybody comes here now, except for the rich people from the...
What's wrong with them?
Yeah, some of those swells could really get on your nerves. Take that Valentino, for instance. I can't stand this, but I can't pick my customers. I need every coin I can make. What little I had managed to save has been stolen, along with all my silver.
You've been robbed?
Yep, some time ago. It was still rather crowded that night, and I was doing the rounds serving beer. I wasn't gone long from behind the counter, but it was long enough for those bastards. I went to see the militia about it, but they couldn't find a thing, of course. Yeah, they prefer to get plastered on free beer.
What is it with this Valentino?
He's filthy rich and has no need to work. And he brags about it to everybody, whether you want to hear it or not. He drinks a lot and always stays until the end, and then early in the morning he totters back to the upper quarter. It's the same every day.
What do I have to do to get into the upper quarter?
Well, you need to be a citizen of the town. Go find some work. Preferably with a craftsman in the lower part of town. That'd make you a citizen. Well, and if that's still not enough, go talk to Lord Andre at the barracks. Maybe he'll let you join the city guard. They can go into the upper quarter, too.
Tell me about the missing townspeople.
I heard that a lot of them went missing down by the harbor. Small wonder with all that's going on down there. Even Thorben, the carpenter in the lower part of town, has lost his apprentice. Hakon, one of the merchants in the marketplace, had an especially strange tale to tell. He said that there was this fella that he used to bump into every day, and then suddenly he vanished off the face of the earth. He even went to see the militia about it. Townspeople all pretty much panicked after that. I don't know what to make of it. I think it's all nonsense. Corinthus is a rough city, and many dangers lurk outside her gates. Those who don't stay within the city walls will be attacked by bandits or eaten by wild animals. Yeah, it's that simple.
Show me your wares.
Is it really true? Got my own opinion about
Really, how interesting.
that. He doesn't see it. I can't have this forever.
Can't take care of everything for everybody. That's what I always said. Show this to anyone.
If he doesn't see this, I can't help it.
Well, what have we here?
Have you no manners? That's disgusting. Oh, is this filthy rabble? Haven't you a job where you ought to be? But I suppose no one would miss a down-at-heel fella like you, hey? Well, if you had as much gold as I do, you wouldn't have to work either. But you'll never be that rich.
I see I'm gonna have lots of fun with you. I asked you who you are.
I am Valentino the Handsome, bon vivant and ladies' man. Poor in cares, rich in wisdom and gold, and the women throw themselves at me. If you have problems, keep them. I don't need them.
Do you have anything else to tell me?
Make yourself popular, never promise anything to anyone, take what you can, and watch out that you don't get into a quarrel with the militia. Or with jealous husbands, of course. They're the worst, let me tell you.
You listen to the wrong people.
There's more, believe me.
Is it really true? Really didn't deserve that.
I've got no time for things like that.
You listen to the wrong people. So sure.
No idea. You
Really,
tell
how
me.
interesting.
You didn't get that from me.
I'm staying out of it.
If I hadn't seen it with my own eyes.
I agree with you. That was quite obvious.
Things I could tell you.
I'm not telling you anything. I can't believe that.
Hey, come Lord on.
Do you really think?
Wait a minute.
Hey,
Will it ever change?
Who's that?
I would know better off myself.
You still owe me a favor.
What do you want?
I want my old stall in the marketplace, but she is.
And what's my part in that?
I will give you. Then you go. She lands in prison. You pocket the bounty, and I get. You have 2 days to accomplish this.
That's what I've always said.
All right, look.
You're a clever lad.
How am I supposed to force...
Let her show you her wares, and while she does, you hide the letter on her. And bear in mind, I am an influential man in the city. So
I hadn't seen it with my own eyes.
I've gotta go.
suit your.
Completely.
Hear ye, inhabitants of Corinus. By the explicit order of the Honorable Lord Hagen, the following decree is hereby enacted. Martial law is immediately declared in all cities and regions of the realm. All civilian judges are to hand over their...
Inos be with you, stranger.
Canthor the merchant is trying to get rid of Sarah.
Sarah, the weapons merchant in the marketplace?
I was supposed to foist a letter on Sarah, which claimed that she's supplying weapons.
I see. I shall gladly pay the bounty for that bastard. He is already as good as behind bars.
About.
Just leave me alone with that. I've got other problems.
Why are you...
The goals of our mission. I can only tell you that there is no danger for the citizens. You need not work.
I want to take up service with...
An honorable request. However, I have my orders only to accept citizens of the town into... My commander is afraid that spies or saboteurs could sneak in. He wants to limit the risk this way. Therefore, you...
I've got it.
Well, you stand before one of his men.
It's about a sacred...
The Eye of Innos. I have never heard of it, but that doesn't necessarily... If there truly is an artifact of this name, only the highest members of our order would know anything about it.
That's why I have to talk to...
Lord Hagen receives only paladins, or those who are... It is beneath his dignity to waste his time with members of the common.
Is there...
You're really serious? Good. Listen, I have a problem. If you solve it for me, but the most important thing is, you must not breathe a word of it to anyone.
What's your problem?
Recently, there have been a number of thefts in the city. Thus far, we have not been able to capture anyone. The thieves are... The scum know their business. I'm sure that we're dealing with them. It would not amaze me if there were a thieves' guild in Corinus. Find the leaders of the gang and hunt them. Then I shall see to it that you are accepted into the militia, regardless of whether or not you are... But you must say nothing about our...
Where should I start?
If I knew that, I'd go there myself. I can only tell you this much. We recently turned the entire harbor district upside down and found nothing. Absolutely nothing. The people there are not very talkative, particularly if you wear the armor of a paladin. But you are an outsider. You could ask around the harbor first, but be careful. If the people there realize that you are working for the paladins, you will...
What should I do?
If it's a matter of a lackey, a henchman, or some small fry, it would be best if you avoid a fight. You should rather come to me and report. I shall then see to it that the fellow winds... The city guard could intervene in an open battle, and you would not have the opportunity of explaining to them what is going on. Furthermore, there is a bounty for every rotten apple you put behind bars. However, if you locate the leader's hideout, well, then you probably won't be able to avoid a fight.
Inhabitants of Corinus, by the explicit order of the Honorable...
I know nothing about picking locks. Hey! What are you doing here?
I'm training the boys to use a crossbow and help them become a...
Really? How interesting.
But no, he insisted he knew better. Nothing surprises me anymore.
That's terrible.
Chat with you.
What are you doing here?
What am I supposed to do here? I'm drinking. But if you mean, what do I do all day? I arrange fights.
You arrange fights?
Every day, from noon until evening. Behind the warehouse in the harbor district. Home sweet home.
You live behind the warehouse?
It's only temporary. When you have as much gold as I do, you can afford a little luxury. I was a drill instructor in the army, but I left that bunch to seek my fortune in adventure. Now I've wound up in this shithole. My last 100 gold pieces went to the guards at the city gate, so I'm seeing to it that I come into money again. I even had to sell my sword.
To whom did you sell the sword?
I swapped it with a trader in the marketplace for some stuff. The guy's called Jorah. The torches and the bit of meat that he gave me are long used up.
He isn't likely to give me the sword for nothing.
It's an old sword. He won't want much for it. Just think of the money as an extra stake for the fight.
What do you know about the war against the orcs?
There's not much to tell. The war has been going on for too long. The country people are starving. Everywhere there are peasant revolts that are put down mercilessly by the king. But there's just too many of them. If the war doesn't end soon, the realm will fall apart.
Hey, I don't know you. What do you want here?
So sure. I hardly know what to believe in. All kinds of rumors.
As if I didn't have enough problems.
I've got my own opinion about that.
Yes.
You've got no business.
You don't have to ask me that. Do you really think?
We can only wait and see.
Are you trying to make trouble for me?
Sure, I'm a master at making trouble. So do...
Anything's possible. You don't have to ask me that.
It was just like you said.
Not bad at all.
I already thought as much.
You don't have to ask me that. It can't go on like this forever.
Everything you hear. I'm in enough trouble as it is.
Sure thing.
Those are all just rumors.
Don't say you didn't know that. It can't go on.
What kind of rumor?
Around here, we don't like people who ask too many questions.
I'm in enough trouble as it is. But he knew that all along.
Nothing's ever going to change that. I don't want to hear that.
But he knew that all along.
Hey, I don't know.
I already thought as much.
Nothing's ever going to change that.
Yes, do you mind?
You've got no...
Are you trying to make...
Sure, I'm a map. What you waiting for?
And now for the fun part.
Attaboy! Attaboy!
Give it your all.
That hit the spot.
Hey, I don't know you.
Everything here.
Yes, do you mind?
You've got no business here, Runt.
You didn't get that from me.
We can't go on like this forever.
That's the first I've heard of that.
It can't go on just forever.
He thinks this is easy. That's no secret.
Wait a minute.
I wanted to...
This...
Alarm!
What's up?
Wait a minute. You're...
Now, how did you ever guess that? Can't you simply leave me alone? Don't take it personally, but I have...
Trouble with the militia?
Those bastards keep coming here and taking whatever they want. Last week, they made off with my entire catch. It's for a good cause, they said. I know that everybody's got to fend for himself since the farmers have stopped trading. And of course, sometimes people just go hungry. Small wonder that they're snatching the fish from right under my nose. But if they keep doing this, I won't even have enough to feed myself.
Have you talked to the Paladins about this?
Are you joking? Do you really think they'd be interested if a poor devil like me has his problems with the militia?
Maybe I can help you.
I don't know. I suppose you'd have to know somebody from the militia who has connections to the Paladins. The Paladins will hardly buy the fish from me.
I shall see what I can do. Can you tell me something about the missing people?
My friend William started hanging out with a bunch of shady characters. And where did it get him? One day he simply didn't show up for work. And that's the last we saw of him.
Your buddy William has disappeared?
So he has. He's a fisherman, but a little too big for his boots, I should add. He should have stayed well away from that bunch.
When did you last see him?
Only a few days ago.
Maybe he just went out to sea to fish.
That's not very likely. His boat is still moored in the harbor.
What's he been up to?
William had some shady dealings with those crooks. I think it was all about contraband that he sold to the bastards.
What bastards would those be?
I don't know who they are or what their business is here in Corinus. I only know the place where they met up with William. I just happened to see William there when I was fishing in the bay.
Where exactly is that meeting place?
There's a bay opposite the harbor. North, you can only reach it by boat or swim. There's a beach there, and a small fishing camp. That's where
He'll surface again.
I don't think so. He's been gone for... I'm afraid that I'll be dragging his body from the sea at some point.
I think I've heard enough.
Spare yourself the effort. I don't believe you'll find it.
So, how are the fish biting?
I've seen better times. Too little to live on, too much to die.
Is it a mutual problem?
I can't take care of everything for everybody. He can't keep anything to himself.
I must be crazy. What are you doing here?
Someone's gonna do the work.
Hey, Larish, you old scoundrel, how did you get here?
I was able to escape to the Valley of Mines just in time, together with Lee and some of the other boys. You remember Lee, don't you?
You don't say.
Of course I remember Lee.
I got out of the colony with him then, just after the barrier was destroyed.
These are bad times.
He and his boys are now on the farm of Onar, the landowner. He made a deal with the farmer. He and his boys defend the farm, and Onar feeds them in return.
Now that's typical.
Vatras sent me. He told me to come to you when I needed help.
So you've already been to see Vatras? You must have made a lasting impression on him. Otherwise, he certainly wouldn't have volunteered my name. Especially not since the matter with those missing people still hasn't been resolved. Tell me what you need.
Vatras gave me this ornament to bring to you. He said it is to be taken back.
Of course. It's up to me, as usual. I might have known.
It's gonna get even
I'll have to walk halfway across the island to take it back to the water mages.
These are bad times.
I can take the ornament there for you.
I think I'd better take it there myself. But you could come with me. Only, I can't leave here at the moment. I need to keep an eye on the harbor.
Really? How interesting.
What exactly do you do here at the harbor?
I can't talk about that.
Talks too much.
Vatras would have my head.
That's terrible. He simply talks too much. That's an open.
I need your help.
And what exactly?
Honestly, I witnessed it myself. He simply talks too
What about some better armor?
Mateo sells armor. But he'll probably charge you an arm and a leg for it.
These are bad times.
There is a way you could get it cheaper, though, if you don't mind pulling a fast one on the militia.
What do you mean?
There's a storage area next to Mateo's house, but all the merchandise has been confiscated by the militia. Go to Zurus at the marketplace and get yourself a sleeping spell. Then you send the guards off to Dreamland. I'm sure you'll find some decent armor among Mateo's stuff.
Don't tell this to anyone.
I must talk.
What do you want from them?
They've got a powerful amulet.
And you think they'll give it to you?
He simply talks too much. And he works all day too.
Do you know any...
The questions you ask.
Everybody knows.
Of course, there's a thieves' guild here. And every petty pickpocket or fence is probably connected to it somehow.
He simply talks too much. That's what I've always said. I don't believe that. Someone's got to do the work.
Hey,
He simply talks.
No, I'm...
yeah, that's what. Since you're new here,
He
that's.
works all day too. You don't say.
Are you? What do you want here?
That's terrible.
Yes, do you mind?
You've got...
I see. I'll be forced to tan your hide in order to make any progress.
You're welcome to try,
I won't tell her anything.
Hit him!
And he works all day too. That's terrible.
Hey, I don't... You've got no...
I see. I'll be forced to tan your hide in order to make any progress.
You're welcome to try,
And now for some action.
Not bad. Cut out this